Hello, you have just completed the Photoshop Bootcamp and you probably just completed the midterm Photoshop test. I know it was a challenge, I know it's a little bit hard, but you got through it and now we're going to be moving forward past Photoshop onto some other things, which brings me to week 8. What are we going to be doing for week 8? We are going to be learning the creative process. The process by which graphic designers and actually all sorts of creative disciplines and people use to come up with great ideas. Do you remember week 1? We talked about what is graphic design? And in that conversation, we learned that graphic design is communicating a message to a target audience, but it's a special kind of message, a visual message. Now, these visual messages need to be clear and creative. Two things, clear and creative. Clear so that your target audience understands it. If the message isn't clear, they don't get it and they're not going to do whatever it is that you're hoping that they do, like buy a product or make a telephone call or log in to a website. If that message is not creative, then the target audience is not really going to be interested. So again, you have to come up with a visual message that is both clear, the target audience understands it, and creative, the target audience enjoys it. So how do you come up with these creative ideas? That's what we're going to be talking about this week. And you are going to be doing the creative process. That's right, it's a process. Some people think that creativity is this natural born gift given to only a very few select individuals. That really isn't the case. We are all creative because it is natural for the human to be creative. Our minds think creatively. We associate things. We like to associate things. So our mind likes to be creative. Our mind likes to come up with new ideas. The trick is to support that. The trick is to have a process that encourages your brain to come up with new ideas. Now, these are new ideas that are clear. These are messages that are clear. Now, when we talk about this process, when you go through this process, it's important to understand that it is not something that you just pick up right away. It is like any other process, any other skill development process. I'm trying to learn to play golf. And the first time I picked up a golf club and went and tried to swing and hit the golf ball, it was disastrous. My swing wasn't right, I didn't hit the golf ball right, any of those things. And so the golf instructor is trying to teach me how to just swing the club. And how do I learn how to swing the club? Well, I keep learning the process, which is holding it a certain way and swinging through a certain way and finishing a certain way. And when the instructor was telling me about this process and showing me how to do the golf swing, he made it very clear to me that I shouldn't worry about hitting the ball, at least in the beginning. He wanted to make sure that I worked the process. He wanted to make sure that I did the technique right, whether or not I hit the ball well. I want you to think about this process the same way. As you start to work with the creative process, you are going to probably see that it's kind of difficult and maybe you're not going to do it so well to begin with. But never fear, if you trust the process, keep working it, keep getting better, keep developing your skill, you will in fact become more and more creative. So trust the process. Sometimes people like to take shortcuts. Sometimes students think, oh, I don't need to do this, I don't need to do that. I can jump from step 1 to step 5, and there it is, because I have this great idea. That almost never works. Trust me. If you want to be creative, you want to be a good designer, you have to learn and trust the process. So there you go. That's what we're going to do. Get ready.